We've been focusing on solving percent problems from the previous lessons, and today we're going to look at specific types of percents that we see regularly when shopping, markups and markdowns. So let's go ahead and read this problem aloud. Games Galore Superstore buys the latest video game at a wholesale price of $30. The markup rate at Games Galore Superstore is 40%. You use your allowance to purchase the game at the store. How much will you pay, not including tax? So now we can go sentence by sentence to see what the problem is giving us. So if we look at the first sentence, it says that Games Galore buys the latest video game at a wholesale price of $30. Well, what does wholesale mean? So we're going to write this word down. Wholesale means the original or starting price. So original, oops, I'm misspelling it, or starting price. Now we're looking at the second sentence that says the markup rate at Games Galore is 40%. So what does markup mean? Let's add this to our notebook. It would be the amount of increase in a price. So we buy it at one price, and then it is marked up to then sell in a store, so the price is increased. Well, we have our third sentence that says you use your allowance to purchase the game at the store, which really doesn't give us anything important. But the question is saying, how much will you pay, not including tax? So now that we have reread it, what are the different pieces that they give us? Specifically remembering our part, our percent, and our total for our percent equation. Well, this one may be tricky to find those amounts until I remind you that we have actually already dealt with markup and markdown problems. We could also call this problem a percent increase problem, which we have also worked on in a previous lesson. So if we remember, the part is always the new price. So let's make note of that, the new price, and the total or the whole is the original price, whatever we start out. So let's make note in our notebook and look back at the information. If $30 is the original price, then that is the whole or the total. So if I rewrite my equation, then I can substitute 30 for the whole amount. Well, we know the percent is 40%, but because it is a markup rate, it is increasing by 40%. So we need to add this to 100%. So 100% with a 40% markup actually represents 140%. I'm going to make note of that here, that because it is a markup, it is increasing by 100%. And if we have 140%, before we substitute that into our equation, we have to convert it to a decimal by moving that decimal over 2 places to the right. So I see our decimal is 1.4, and we are missing Q. We are missing the part that we have to pay after this markup. Alrighty, so if we have our equation set up, we can start solving. So we have 1.4 times 30. So 1.4 times 30, we can drop our 0. We have one number behind the decimal point, so we should have one number behind the decimal point here. So Q equals 42. Well, let's look back at our question again. What does the 42 mean? It is how much we will pay, not including tax. So I have my label and our sentence, we will pay $42. So to stamp, a markup problem is increasing the price, so the percent that we are given will be added to 100%, like we did here. The original price is the total, and the new price is the part, and since our price was a markup problem, we are actually paying more than what we started. We're going to try another markup problem independently.